Check, 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Eagan Civic Arena.
The season is heading into the home stretch. Section playoffs are right around the corner, but there's still plenty of hockey to be played for these Eagan Wildcats tonight, taking on the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers in non-conference action here, coming to you live from the Eagan Civic Arena here on ETV. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm here with Todd Schneiderhan. And Todd, we've got a non-conference game between two teams with similar records, maybe even similar makeup. What are we going to see here tonight from the Hilltoppers and the Wildcats?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. You know, the Wildcats coming into tonight had struggled to score some goals, but lately they've been playing really good hockey. You know, they didn't get a win the other night, but did put 4 pucks in the net. They've had some wins recently. If they can move the puck and capitalize on their opportunities and stop the bleeding when the Hilltoppers score, then I think we'll be just fine. Don't know a lot about the Hilltoppers, just that they've struggled some, but they have played some competitive games as well. So one of their biggest games was a overtime loss to Holy Angels, who is a very respectable team locally here in the cities. So we cannot take them lightly at all.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hilltoppers come in with their last 3 games, wins against Bagley, Foston, and North Shore, and a loss to Gentry Academy. Their next game coming up on Saturday is next Tuesday they host Proctor. And so that'll be definitely a big one for them. So getting set to face off here, we got the Wildcats in white with blue trim, Hilltoppers in black with yellow trim, and we are on the way here in Eagan. Starting off for the Hilltoppers, it's the Martinelli, Gowan, Melton line. The Schottenbauer and Adamski. The shot almost makes it through from the point. Pollard in goal for the Hilltoppers. He's had seen a fair amount of rubber over the last handful of weeks, but Coach Barnett says that he gives them a real steadying influence back there. Early hit from Riley Paulus.
Yeah, last time out, Pollard, 8 goals in a 8-2 loss, but he did face 51 shots, made 43 saves, and that's he's definitely an experienced goaltender who can handle the position real well. They've just faced a lot of tough competition.
Peyton Jensen dumps it back in, and to his credit, hustles down, but puck is tipped into the netting. And we'll have a defensive zone face-off for the Hilltoppers. And the Hilltoppers come into this game a record of 7-13.
Yeah, and I said tough competition. Tough for them, right? They've struggled, a young team, but with some leadership that you had mentioned earlier. Coach Bartlett in his first year here is really leaning on them, and he expects them to grow from this year and on to next.
And one of the senior captains, Brendan Friday, dispossessed down deep by, it's not Jensen, it's Murray, excuse me. Nichols in the corner, battling there with Jensen. Oh, took a hard shot there. Shot doesn't get through, blocked again. Another blocked shot, 2 blocked shots for the Wildcats on that shift. Nicely done, and a clearance from Jensen. Gets set back in, and the Cats will regroup.
Coach Carlson has said before, that's been the key on their defense when they play well. The basics, blocking shots, getting it into the corner, being there for the rebounds. Sounds simple, it is simple, not always easy.
And that's played by Glai over to Ori, and Ori, one of the top scorers for this Wildcat team from his defensive position, sends it on to Pollard, and it's deflected out of play. Pollard went just to the top of his crease, cutting down the angle for Ori. Ori, a lethal sniper for the Wildcats, second leading scorer on the team this year.
Yeah, he likes to play offense from that defensive position. Sometimes can get caught a little deep when that happens, but he's actually always hustling too. He hustles back to that point as soon as he can, and sometimes just buries the puck, doesn't have to.
It's the blue line out for the Wildcats. It's Glai, Gerard, and Goyle, the 3 seniors, including the 2 senior captains, and an early goal for the Wildcats. I think that's going to be Ben Gerard.
Yes.
Number 17 for the Wildcats. He was there next to the crease. The puck came in, and he slammed home what looked like the rebound. Ben Gerard, congratulations, young man. You've put the Wildcats in front 1-0.
This will be a good replay for the kids to watch. When just being in front of the net for those rebounds isn't enough. You have to have your stick ready, and you got to be ready to bury it. That's exactly what he did.
I have to say, I don't think Pollard saw Gerard there at the side of his cage. Otherwise, he probably would have covered that near post.
I think you're right. You know, you can stand in front of the net, but that's not always the best place to be. Off to the side. He was there. Pollard had no chance.
So Glai with the assist, Gerard with the goal, an early 1-0 lead here for the Wildcats. I might have said 1-0 earlier. If I did, it's probably because I've been watching a lot of European soccer recently. And of course, we call the soccer here on ETV for the boys and girls Wildcats. Isaac Martin, or excuse me, not Isaac Martin. That's his older brother.
No, you got it right. You're thinking of Henry, right?
Henry Martin.
Yeah. That's Isaac out there.
It's Isaac Martin out there, dispossessed. But in any event, by the time I get it out, the puck is on the far end of the ice. And now the Wildcats will attempt to keep the pressure on the Hilltoppers. Coach Todd Carlson talking about playing against Shakopee last week. They scored, as you said, Todd, they scored 4 goals, ended up losing 7-4. And it seemed like, according to Coach Carlson, every time they did something well, score a goal, throw a hit, and they have a good shift, that the Shakopee Sabres would come out and answer very quickly. So let's see what the Hilltoppers do. But for the Wildcats, key to stay on the front foot.
Yeah, Shakopee took an early lead. Wildcats were getting themselves back into it, but then Shakopee answered. So in recent games, we've been able to stop the bleeding. We prevented Eastview from getting too far ahead. We came back on Farmington and held them scoreless. So we really should be able to do that against Marshall as well.
A good quick shot there for the Hilltoppers. It looked like going. And it's the Goen Martinelli Melton line. That's the group that started the game. They've cycled through here now in the first period. Fumbled there at the blue line. Good pressure that time by Gus Glai. Boyle behind the net, starts to lead the breakout. Be interesting to see if the Wildcats can establish some puck control and get that forecheck working.
A couple misfires here, no icing though.
Yeah, icing waved off by the referee. Oh, here's an opportunity right in front. That's Glai. Big save, Pollard. Into the corner. But Gus Glai definitely put questions to Pollard. And Pollard came up with the answers.
Yeah, Pollard looks pretty good on his pads. Like you said, he's seen a lot of pucks this year. Probably a better goaltender than his stats would say.
Nichols down low. He's going to send that behind. Nichols, another one of the defensive, relatively small stature-wise defensive pairs for the for the Wildcats. Held in nicely that time by Gavin Goyle. Goyle tries to saucer that over to Robbins. Doesn't come off. There's Paulus. Oh,
there it is.
Next one.
That's his first goal there, Nate.
It's Riley Paulus' first varsity goal. Riley Paulus.
And what a snipe it was.
Nice play in the corner by, I believe that was Jensen, 19. Finds Paulus on the stick and hammers it home. Riley Paulus, congratulations. That is a 2-0 lead now for the Wildcats. The Wildcats looking strong here early.
Riley Paulus has been a nice playmaker at times this year with some assists, and he finally gets that first goal. And he's got to be excited.
And first varsity goal for young Mr. Paulus.
I should have watched. I didn't. I assume they grabbed the puck for him, as they traditionally do. I wasn't watching for that.
Yep, they did manage to secure the puck, and
Okay.
and check that. It is Grayson Robbins with the assist.
All right.
I saw a 1 and another big number, and it's number 10, not number 19. This is Paulus smelling a brace as he slashes into the Duluth Marshall end, and now it's chipped out by the Hilltoppers, and the Wildcats will have to regroup. Oh, there's a nice play by Friday, the senior captain, and gets it over to Drevnik. Drevnik sends that on goal, and Gabe Glai, who has had a relatively quiet period, now sees his second shot.
Yeah, Gabe likes to come up the top there, cut down the angle. Shooter didn't see anything. He either has to shoot it wide or shoot it right into him.
Go and Sauko and
that time tried to pick a corner. Nice quick glove by Gly.
Coach Barnett telling us that Gowan, Friday, and Schottenbauer, his 3 senior captains, are going to be really leaned on. You see them out now. I should say some of them out right now. Wildcats need to get this out of their zone. This is the time in the game where opponents have often been able to get at the Wildcats and answer quickly, take away some of that momentum, be key again for these Wildcats to continue to keep grinding. You see Eddie Moore now on the ice for the Wildcats along with his forward line. He's got A.J. Clark up there with him.
A good young team the Wildcats have, and they want to finish strong, of course, for the seniors that are on the team and build for next year.
With Murray dispossessed, we're going to have a penalty. Oh my goodness. Christian Nichols is going to get caught with his hands in the cookie jar. One of the Hilltoppers, it was Hanula, was around the Wildcat blue line, and Nichols interfered with him as he was moving to the puck. Easy call that time for the referee, and the Wildcats will go to the penalty kill, a penalty kill that has only 75%. While the Hilltopper power play, robust 26% coming into this game.
They've got some of their seniors, as you mentioned, but a couple of juniors on the ice as well.
Oh, big shot there, but good save by Gly. Wildcats can't clear. Kept in by Gowan. Gowan sends it forward. It's ricochet, hits a skate, goes into the corner. Musil in the corner, and that's going to find its way out to neutral ice. Gowan will again bring it in. Nice defensive play there by Gavin Goyle, chipping that down the ice. Just under 10.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Wildcats again with an early 2-0 lead, a situation they have not found themselves tied in very often this season.
No, indeed. Good forechecking here on the power play, keeping up the aggressiveness.
Good job by Gly on the forecheck. It's rendered inert or harmless that time by Goyle and sent out by, I think it was Lockenmeyer, might have been Gerard.
AJ doing a nice job.
Clark battling down
all
deep.
Kinds of havoc.
Gly battling in the corner. Now the Hilltoppers will bring it out. This is Gowan. It's been out there the entire power play. Finds Friday. Big shot from the point. It's deflected. It goes up and in. The Hilltoppers score on the power play. Deflected puck. It's chopped out. We're going to have to see exactly who scored that one for the Hilltoppers. Let's see. It looks like Melton skating over first. Yeah, I think it came off of number 5's stick, and he certainly is acting like it did. Sure did. It came off of number 5's stick and number 22's A.J. Clark's skate.
Sometimes you can be positioned just perfectly like Keaton Norrie was, but the puck landed at his skates. The first person who was able to put a stick on it was number 5. And loose pucks have been a bit of a problem for the Wildcats lately as far as the types of goals they've been giving up. But sometimes it's just puck luck. You know, where does that puck first go? In this case, Marshall was right there to bang it home.
Coach Carlson having a word with the officials about something. Not exactly sure exactly what that would be. He's probably asking a little bit because that puck did maybe for the high stick. Maybe the questioning whether Musil hit it with the high stick.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but I wasn't looking for it either.
Well, Musil was. I think it was 9. I think Musil was there. As why are the Wildcats short? We have another penalty. Okay, so Schottenbauer's going to get the assist. Melton's going to get the goal. And we have 2 minutes for delay of game for Keaton Ori. So Ori's going to go for a delay of game penalty, which keeps the Hilltoppers on the power play. I'm not exactly sure. Boy, we'll have to look at the replay, Todd, to see what happens.
Yeah, I think I recall, maybe out of the corner of my eye, him just firing it down the ice out of disgust. You know, like I was saying before, just a little bit of bad puck luck because he found it in his skates. But yeah, that must have been it.
Well, firing the puck down the ice isn't exactly, well, I have to say, I mean, I've seen goalies after they're scored on do that regularly, and it's never been a problem. But in that case, as Goyle now tries to pressure Pollard. Well, now here's Peyton Jensen.
Willing to be found to be wrong on that, but that's the only thing I can think of right now.
Well, we'll have to go back and maybe look at the replay at some point, or maybe talk to the scorer's desk between the periods. But in any event, it is 2-1 in favor of the Wildcats. Hilltoppers with a big answer on the power play. Nichols with it. They're on the power play. They're killing off a penalty, so they're just going to take as long as they can and keep flinging it down at Pollard, making him make saves, or at least stop the puck. I don't know that you count saves when the shot comes from the other red line.
I guess technically, especially that had a little steam on it. Interesting the way he played it. It actually got a piece of his blocker, which can kind of scare you. It could bounce unless he did that entirely intentionally, but I would kind of doubt that.
Well, you see the shots have evened up there. It was at one point 5-2 or 5-3, and now the shots have started to even up as two power plays will tend to do that. Hilltoppers have an opportunity now to really climb back in this game if they can make something positive happen here either on this power play or soon. Wildcats will be looking to prevent that from happening. Delayed offsides, and
yeah, a little discombobulated there, getting it across the blue line.
Well, it was good defense that time by Gavin Goyle. He poked at it. It was a nice poke check at the blue line. As Eagan now is at full strength, and I think we're going to have, well, I thought we might have a tripping call there. Sure looked like one, but at the same time, referee right in front of it. We play on. Last game between these two teams, December 21, 2019. It's a 7-1 victory for the Wildcats. Things got really chippy at the end. Certainly hope that something like that happens here today.
Was that in this building?
It was here.
Okay.
Murray sends that over to Nichols. Gets off the ice. It's O'Leary, actually, not Nichols. I was getting my 9s and my 6s confused. Again, from time to time, they do look a little alike up here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Paulus that's going to go. Some infraction along the far boards there. It's a trip.
And
there were two Wildcats there, so I'm not sure if it was Riley or whom.
Well, Paulus is skating to the bench and very casually trying to avoid eye contact.
Gerard was down there too, probably him.
Looks like it's going to be Gerard. And Todd, what were we talking about? Let's see if we can pick it up here. Yeah, either a trip or a cross check, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they got Gerard for tripping. Riley did look like he was going for the puck. He was going against the Hilltopper player, but Gerard came in from behind and got just enough.
A shot glanced off of Gly's pads, and Wildcats, let's recall something, Todd. The Wildcats had a 2-0 lead and now are killing off 3 consecutive power plays. Big shot from the point, big save by Gly. Rebound, it was sitting there, slid wide. Hilltoppers resetting. Friday at the point. It's going to send that over into the corner. It was Lindgren. Oh, big block there by Nichols. Just over a minute to go on this penalty kill. Wildcats now killing off their 3rd consecutive penalty. And that is in some ways, Todd, that is indicative of how these Wildcats have played this year. They do something good and then they mentally check out, or they make mistakes and that lets the other team back in.
Shoot themselves in the foot, commit penalties that they don't need to commit. In this case, it was one in the offensive zone. Yeah, especially after springing out to a 2-0 lead, like you said.
Martinelli, Goen, and Melton are your forwards for the Hilltoppers. As Friday is going to take that from behind his cage and try to break it out. Wildcats are going to try to keep that from getting into the zone. Hilltoppers find the zone. Now they get a chance to set up. Moving the puck well at the top. Penalty killers are, look like Goyle, Martin, and
that caught iron.
That sure did.
Good hard shot through that screen.
Good job by Isaac Martin flipping that out down the ice. Goyle's going to give chase. Goyle's sneaky fast. Hilltoppers are going to have to be careful. They do get control of it. Here comes Lindgren. He's going to try to stretch it all the way across. Martin again with it. It's going to try to chip it towards the blue line. Finds Goyle. Goyle's got Clark breaking, but can't quite find him. Again, he's just trying to get that puck deep, as now the last few seconds are coming off the penalty as Eagan goes to being full strength. And so if the Wildcats can stay out of the penalty box here for the next few minutes, I think everybody in white and blue is going to be very thankful. Nice job by Eddie Moore. He's a real grinder, isn't he, Todd?
He's, you know, pound for pound, he's about as strong a kid as you can find, and he takes backseat to nobody when he's out there. He'll play physical against the best of them.
Nichols and Clark attempted a little drop at the blue line. Nicely done, but unfortunately didn't come off. Now the Wildcats will poke it to center ice. Adamski plays it there, goes back deep behind Pollard. Now a big attempt at a stretch pass. Looking for Salko. Almost a collision as Musil comes across the line, and now here comes Gerard. Gerard battling in the corner there with Schottenbauer. Can be held in at the point. Well, it is not controlled by the Wildcats and squirted out. Here's Goyle. Oh, nice move.
Oh, a sweet move.
What a nice move by Gavin Goyle. Just could not find the target, but that's the kind of move that'll have a defenseman wondering, questioning his life decisions. Nicely done.
He's going for that same top shelf that Riley Paulus found earlier in the period, just missed wide.
And Gavin Goyle is the leading scorer on this team, and I certainly, if you're a Wildcat fan, you certainly could do a lot worse than having him being the guy, being the trigger man for your shots on goal. It's still a good period of hockey as we get down below 2.5 minutes here to go in the first period.
Good pace. I like the hustle the Wildcats are showing in the offensive zone, doing whether it's forechecking or just trying to move the puck. Created a turnover there. Paulus's hustle.
O'Leary sends it back behind for Paulus. Robbins looking. The puck goes between the two defensemen. Unlucky there. As Ori's going to turn with it. Quickly send that up the ice for Robbins. Robbins' chip is not going to get as deep as he'd like. Fortunately, Paulus is there. It's not played with a high stick. Here's O'Leary again. There's an opportunity for Paulus. Paulus sends it in on Pollard, but Pollard equal to the task.
Good pick off there by Nichols.
Yeah, Friday with a great stretch pass looking for his teammate. Just couldn't get it. And now Grayson Robbins strays into an offside position. And we'll have a face-off with 1:43 to go. The Wildcats looking solid, Todd, certainly. But again, with 3 penalties back-to-back, making you a little bit nervous.
Yeah, they've just interrupted their own flow. They're skating well, they're putting pressure well, but the shots are fairly equal. We've had one go off our own pipe. This game was very close to being tied up, a couple of rebounds, but I think you're right. It's all about those penalties that have just kept us from really stretching out after that 2-0 lead.
The more offensive zone time the Wildcats can have, we've seen it before, the more successful they're going to be. Nichols at the point, going to send that towards, oh, it's blocked nicely that time by Friday. And now it's going to be chipped back in, and here's Peyton Jensen. Big Peyton, the junior defenseman, slides it in for Moore, tries to send it across, A.J. Clark had visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. It's the shape of hockey pucks. He had a wide open net, and he just could not get his stick on that puck.
Good work from Eddie Moore with the vision, the unselfishness. Just failed to connect.
Murray took a little bit too long with that puck, but it's going to be sent down deep. We're going to see if Clark can get to it, and it's going to be an icing call here with about just over 36 seconds to go.
Very important face-off here, Nate. It's 36.7 seconds. We like the way we've looked, but gosh, it's still just one goal away, and you don't want to go into the locker rooms tied up here.
Absolutely not, and the Wildcats have unfortunately had a habit, Todd, of giving up goals in the last minute of a period, and that's definitely not a trend you want to continue. Opportunity for Ori. Ori's going to send that towards Pollard. It's going to be deflected up, and we'll have a offensive zone face-off now for the Wildcats.
See if Ben can get one back to Keaton. See if he can get one off through the screen. Oh, he goes the other way.
It's Gerard, Glye, and Goyle. Comes back to Ori. Ori over to Martin. Martin, Goyle. Goyle centers. Big scramble as Gerard battles for it. Now Goyle tries the short side, can't do it. Rebound sitting in front of Pollard. His defense cannot clear. Goyle playing like a man possessed. Manages to go over through 3 defenders, and it goes across. Unlucky. Oh, unlucky for the Wildcats. Pollard living right as his defense was not able to get a good clearance. A couple of rebound goals sitting out there, and we're going to finish this period 2-1 in favor of the Wildcats. Some exciting hockey there, Todd, at the end.
And we ran out of time. About 1 second later, we buried what could have been the third goal. Pollard was busier than, a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest there. He was all over the place, but doing well, seeing the puck well. Wildcats just not able to bury it, but it's a good way to finish the period.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks. Stick around, and we'll be back in about 10-12 minutes with the second period action here between the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers and your Eagan Wildcats here on ETV.
I do have a dog. Her name is Maya. She's a super energetic boxer. But at the fire station, we have Sparky. Sparky's used for our fire prevention events. He'll teach you how to stay safe. Thanks, Sparky.
How do wildfires start?
Wildfires normally start when the weather's hot and dry. Wildfires can start for various reasons. Some of them are natural, like a lightning strike. Sometimes in Eagan, we have wildfires start from trains causing a spark and hitting dry grass. Unfortunately, most of the time wildfires are caused by humans, and that's from leaving a campfire improperly attended or from somebody throwing something out of a car window. Some of the stuff we use to put out wildfire are our brush truck, our brush brooms, and our brush water packs that we can actually carry around into deep areas and spray the wildfires and put them out.
I built programming for kids to learn about design and incorporate things like Lego parts in their building and design projects. Fast forward to today, it's 17 years later. We have a wonderful partnership with the Lego store at the Mall of America. We have a partnership with the University of Minnesota's Architecture and Design School. We've also partnered with the Eagan Foundation to create projects like this right here.
I got a phone call from Brian Kelly with young Lego builders and designers about 2 years ago, and he was looking to do some Lego programming in Eagan. His model didn't quite fit in with our community grants program, but we talked and we figured out a way that we could help buy Legos, and then Brian could find other support for the rest of the programming.
It's important for me to work with youth because I really want to see them excel in the future. I think teaching and building career exploration around youth is vital. It's vital to the future of our country. It's vital to the future of our world.
Programs that work with youth are important for so many different reasons. To connect young people with other youth that they might not go to school with. Brian is working with Artworks. I think they might be displaying this beautiful piece of art that these kiddos are created. So we're really excited to partner with Brian on this.
How far does the water shoot out of the hose?
That's a great question. How far we can spray the water depends on a few things. The size of the hose that we're using, the nozzle, and the pressure that we're pushing the water out the hose. We also have nozzles that are attached to the fire truck and our top of our 100-foot ladder, so we're able to spray water really far and really high. The hand line, the hose line that you see us holding in our hands, can spray easily to the top of your house and even over the house.
How many fires have you put out in a year?
Luckily, in Eagan, we don't have too many fires because of people like you learning about fire prevention and how to be safe. So we only have about 5 to 7 house fires a year. However, we also respond to other fires like dumpster fires, car fires, and brush fires, which can be about 80 a year. On top of our fire calls, we're responding to medical calls, as we're all EMTs too. So we're responding to every medical call within the city.
Welcome back to the Eagan Civic Arena for tonight's second period action between the Wildcats and the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers and Wildcats getting together here in non-conference boys hockey action here in Eagan, Minnesota. Thank you so much to Duluth Marshall for coming down to play us in a non-conference game. And as the Eagan Wildcats schedule opened up a little bit with the consolidation of Burnsville and Apple Valley, and Marshall Hilltoppers acquitting themselves very well in the first period. And Todd Schneiderhan, they had a little bit of help.
They did, 3 times straight, almost back to back it seemed in the penalty box. And so the Wildcats, despite looking very well early on especially, they just got to stop doing that. It's simple as that. Now, do we agree with all the calls 100%? Would I have called it? I don't know. Clearing the puck all the way down the ice in frustration. At this stage, he wasn't hitting anybody. I don't know.
Well, what we do know is that ETV is hiring, and they are looking for production crew members, Todd. And if you want to join the ETV, the award-winning ETV crew, take a look at etv.com, cityofelgan.com/jobs. The crew members do a lot to make us sound and look great and put together one of the best productions, I think, anywhere in high school sports here in the state of Minnesota, as well as covering important council meetings and doing other things as the players come to the center ice. And here we go, getting set for second period action here on ETV. And the Wildcats, Todd, have not always done well in second periods. It'll be interesting to see how they come out.
Get a quick jump start here, just like they did in the first period. That's what I'd like to see.
Martin bringing it ahead. He finds Kerr. Kerr steers it to the middle. Pollard alert to the danger. So Paulus, Kerr, and Martin.
Martin off of that defensive position. That's interesting.
Yeah, Martin playing forward.
Or did he just go back to defense after that?
A little hard to tell.
Gotcha.
Checking O'Leary. I think he was covering for O'Leary.
Okay. Or was O'Leary covering for him? But yeah,
either way.
Hudson Kerr, his first goal the other night, he created an opportunity just like that. So that's good to see.
Some of the players for Coach Todd Carlson getting off the bench, giving a little more ice time on that red line, that third line and fourth line. Coach Todd Carlson before the game was telling us how, that competition for those spots is very intense, and that tends to create some really good hockey. Hilltoppers keep it up at the top. Comes in on Gley. Oh, rebound. Nice job by Gley keeping that pad down.
So important to say right there. Be ready for that second shot. Gley was right there, got the pad out, made it look easier than it was.
Drevnik had a great opportunity, just could not cash in. Gley really stepping to the defensive pump. Kerr battling, check it, that's Eddie Moore, number 14. And now A.J. Clark's going to chase the Hilltoppers behind the cage as Moore applies pressure. Murray chips it down deep. Can't quite get a connection, though, as Nichols now tries to knock it down. Nichols lays it up for Moore, and Moore's going to chip that deep in past Hernisman. Hernisman, first time I've had a chance to call his name tonight, playing defense there for the Hilltoppers. It's a nice pass into the middle, that time by Friday. Another cross. Can't find anybody.
Lance Murray doing a good job cutting that off to make sure nothing became of that play.
Goyle tries to wind up. Good defense there by Hernisman. Gley in the corner. Has his blocked. Gerard. Toppers again with it. Now it slides to the top. Martin tries to fire a shot. It's blocked. Nicely done by Sauko. Ori with it. He's got a head of steam, but finds Goyle. Goyle tries to saucer it over to Ori. Doesn't come off. Finds Isaac Martin. Good tip. Opportunity for Gley in front. Pollard with the pads down.
Very similar to the play we saw on the other end. Goaltender keeping put. Was ready to just stick that pad for the second save. Not as easy as it seems, but he was there.
Opportunities for the Wildcats. Pollard equal to the task. That time his defense did help him out a little bit as that puck does make it out. And the Toppers will have to touch up. Isaac Martin seems like he's, honestly, Todd, seems like he's been out there a little while. That puck may have actually hit somebody on the Hilltopper bench, but we're going to keep playing.
They were leaning over.
I think it did. Anyway, it falls to Gerard. Gerard tries to send it through the crease, through the slot, excuse me. And that time, that was O'Leary from the side. He fires it in on Pollard, and Pollard smothers it. 13:35 to go here in the second period. And the Wildcats have started, I think it's fair to say, started the period better, solid, certainly not on the back foot.
No. Good pace, just keep it going. Keep creating those opportunities. Just like this.
Opportunity there for O'Leary. Tried the backhand. It's deflected up high. Here's Murray. Now O'Leary. He's going to try to cut to the middle. Taken off the play smartly that time by the Hilltoppers. Good defense that time by Robbins, forcing the Hilltoppers to come out of the zone and touch up. And now the Hilltoppers try their forecheck, and this puck is going to slide. I was going to say slide all the way down for icing. It's not. It's intercepted by Murray. Murray's got an opportunity. Sends it on Pollard. Can't get his stick to the rebound. Now Grayson Robbins hacks at it. And that's going to get by Murray. It's not going to be icing as it came off of Murray's stick. So we're seeing, so right now it's O'Leary, Robbins, and Paulus. Riley Paulus netting his first varsity goal here earlier in the first period. You know he'd love to get a second as Robbins chases down Goen in the corner. And this puck falls to the middle. Jensen, Moore. And now Eddie Moore does a little delay. Jensen again, fires towards Pollard. Not sure that was going to be on net, but Pollard gloves it anyway.
Yeah, it ended up landing in his equipment there. He was hugging that post real tight. Wildcats doing a good job creating these opportunities, keeping the puck moving in the zone and thwarting any opportunities Marshall has. They bring it the other way. We seem to take it right away and bring it back into our own offensive zone. So good so far, but we got to bury one. Pollard's been pretty solid.
Puck comes out of the zone as Wildcats are trying to get some other new players on the ice. Blake Prouty now at defense for the Wildcats, number 34. Right next to him, he's joining Peyton Jensen on the defensive pairing.
I think that's Blake's first ice time of the night. You know, normally he'd be out there for at least a couple of periods in the junior varsity game, but good to see him getting some action tonight. He's only going to get stronger just being a sophomore right now.
Jensen battling there in the corner. It's quite the physical play between Jensen and Moore. That puck finds its way towards the crease. Kept in that time by Jensen again.
Yeah, good keep by Jensen.
Check it, I was confusing Lockenmeyer and Jensen. 19 and 18 were out on the same ice, and apologies to Grandma and Grandpa Lockenmeyer. That was your kid. Well, one of these days I'll get it right. But in any event, the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers in their black with gold are going to take the defensive zone faceoff. As Mason Musil stands over it. Ben Gerard, Gavin Goyle, and Gus Gley are going to try to do something here for the Wildcats. Gerard with it in the corner.
Got that senior line. A couple of juniors on defense.
Kept in smartly that time by Goyle. Finds Gerard. Gerard with the other goal for the Wildcats here tonight. Goyle has it poked away from him, and now it's 2-on-1 the other way. Now here's an opportunity for the Toppers. Big stop by Gabe Gley. Friday was knifing in all by himself. Just could not get the puck to where he wanted it to get to. It was a great individual effort by Friday, but a better effort by Gley, taking it away.
Gley had the angle, he had the depth, he had the squareness, all three things you want from a goaltender. He thought he had a trap.
Martin with an opportunity there, almost came off from Goyle. It was a little give and go where he gave it to Goyle. Goyle gave it back to him, and Martin just needed to steer that towards the net, and he might have had an opportunity. Crowd here really excited for Isaac Martin to give him an opportunity to score here tonight. Another shot from Friday. Comes out to center ice. Friday, one of those senior captains that we talked earlier about that Marshall's really going to rely on not only for ice time, but for points and leadership.
Wildcats need to be careful here. A couple of opportunities the other way from Marshall. We're being a little bit sloppy here, getting it into the offensive zone ourselves, but that could be quickly remedied.
Nichols with it on the far side. He's going to bring it across. Gains the zone. He's got Glye slicing through the middle now. He's going to lose that. Now Murray's going to slide that over towards Clark. Check it, that was O'Leary. Oh, the Wildcats is going to get hauled down here. That was Hudson Kerr getting dumped as the puck gets sent in towards the net. Another shot, and it's deflected that time as Luke Murray took a stick into the stomach and he got dumped, but this is going to be 2 minutes against the Hilltoppers for a hit on Hudson Kerr, or actually hauling him down. So the Wildcats will go to the power play for the first time tonight. Their power play an anemic 14%. The penalty kill for the Hilltoppers, 73%, as Landon Hernesman is going to go 2 minutes probably for holding when we get the announcement.
See some good patient puck movement here for the Wildcats. Like you said, 14%. That's just not cutting it.
Corey gains control. He's got an opportunity. He has a real head of steam.
At 7:58.
And it's offsides.
He was not going to slow down by any means, and he saw it. He saw a lot of ice. He made the moves, but then close at the blue line. Official says they were in a bit. I don't know if that was O'Leary. Frankly, I didn't see it, but that's how fast O'Leary was skating.
Well, the Wildcats, when they've set up their power play and moved the puck from side to side, have looked very credible this season. Oh, here's an opportunity. Speaking of credibility.
Well timed.
How about Cullen O'Leary feasting on that cross through the crease? And I think we're going to get a cross from Lance Murray. Might have been A.J. Clark. I have to see on the replay there.
I think you got Murray. I think you're right. Lance Murray. And like you said, side to side, just as you said that, pass from the far corner right across the crease. He was there to bury it.
Letting the puck do the work. And Cullen O'Leary reestablishes a 2-goal lead for the Wildcats.
Very important, as we talked about. It took a while to get them going, to get the result, that is. We started out strong. A little lull there for a while.
For the Wildcats on the power play, number 9, Cullen O'Leary.
Big tally for the Wildcats as they were on that power play.
Assistant number 16, Lance Murray. O'Leary for Murray at 8:22 of the second.
Glye brings it across. He tries the moves. Denied that time by a solid defensive effort by the Hilltoppers. That was Hernesman out of the net. Excuse me, out of the box. Puck comes fluttering into Pollard. An opportunity for, that's Paulus. Paulus' centering pass goes all the way down to Glye. Now the key is, can the Wildcats live with success? As Glye almost got caught out of the net there.
He was forced to play that. The puck rolled and it stayed against the board. Then he realized some Hilltoppers were drawing nigh.
The question here for the Wildcats is, can they survive success like they survive adversity? Again, earlier in the game they have a 2-0 lead and managed to get 3 back-to-back none penalties.
Yeah, that's just it. Let's stay out of the box. Let's play our game. Play smart, basic hockey. We'll be fine. We'll stay in control of it. Just stay out of the box.
Paulus, O'Leary, and Robbins are your forward pairing, with Murray and Nichols on defense. This is Murray chipping it ahead for Robbins. Robbins is going to find one of his teammates. It's O'Leary. He'll chip that over everybody and chase it. Robbins with it. Robbins looks for the center. Murray, Nichols. Shot on goal. Nice job by Pollard steering that aside. Rebounds are available. Oh, big block that time by the Hilltoppers. Schottenbauer really showing leadership there, taking that one on.
Robbins with a nice center earlier in that, trying to set up Paulus for a second time tonight. And then, as you said, a block shot there, which I think was important because they had the screen set up perfectly and the goaltender never would have seen it.
Shots 13-10 in favor of the Wildcats. There've been some rebounds given up, and watch here from the replay. I think we're going to see the replay as it rolls. Murray's going to have, well, we're going to go quickly back to live action. Maybe we'll get that replay at some point in the future.
That was the play, though, and it was a nice block on that shot.
Martin watching Hanula in the corner. Now the Wildcats will come out. Can they break out clean? They break out mostly clean. Here's an opportunity for the Wildcats going into the quarter. That's Danny Lockenmeyer. This is the junior line. Lockenmeyer, Clark, and Moore. Todd Carlson telling me before the game that they kind of have a senior and junior line now as an opportunity is lots of bodies crashing into each other like it's a hockey game or something. Here's a deflected shot. Never got to Pollard as it hit something in front and went up into the netting.
Wildcats keeping the pressure on, guys like Moore and even this year I've seen more out of Isaac Martin, using his not being afraid of the bigger kids and using his ability to leverage pound for pound, a pretty strong kid, not afraid of contact.
And Prouty and Jensen now back on the ice for the Wildcats at the defensive position as the senior line takes center stage. Of course, Prouty and Jensen, two of the leaders on the Eagan Wildcat boys soccer team. Puck gets chipped ahead, looking for the Wildcats. Here's an opportunity for Girard. Girard with an opportunity, and it's gloved by Pollard. Pollard doing a nice job of coming off that line and using that glove and keeping it low.
Pollard there right on angle, showing a little flash with the glove. Girard showing a burst of speed, getting around.
Certainly, if you're seniors and senior captains on this team, you are looked to for leadership, and that's the kind of leadership I think that Coach Carlson definitely wants out of these seniors, and that's part of the reason you put them on the same line so they can work together.
Yeah, and with the games left this season, they want to finish out in style. You've got a lot of young kids looking forward to building for next year, but these guys want to finish strong this year going into the sectionals.
Big hit, Gus Gley. Here's a centering opportunity for Goyle. Now Girard, now Goyle. Goyle's going to try the far side, but the fans on that end, is there a chance that found iron?
I didn't hear it hit iron. The fans thought it went in. I don't know if it hit a player.
I think it hit iron, but I don't think it crossed the line. I wonder, let's see if we can pick it up on the replay. Yeah, we're not going to see it there. Maybe the end zone, so to speak, end camera might have a better shot of it.
Might have even got iron and then deflected off of the Hilltoppers defender.
Absolutely, and here's another opportunity for the Wildcats. Now they're buzzing. Gus Gley really throwing the body around. As Girard takes it away. Boy, look at Girard all over the place. And here comes Gley, and here comes Goyle. Goyle with it, tries the middle. He stood up, falls for Ori. Ori tries to send it in. It's blocked. Martin to it. Gley again with an opportunity. Now finds Ori at the point. Ori tries to find Goyle down below. Goyle tries the top shelf and is denied by Pollard. I don't think Goyle got it as high as he wanted to that time, but he had all day to open up his lunchbox. Pollard absolutely they need to buy Pollard a candy bar and a pop is on the way home back to Duluth because the defense was nowhere to be found as Goyle had a great opportunity.
Yeah, Pollard did the right thing, got the glove out there because he knew that was about the only chance that Goyle had to bury that one.
Nichols dispossessed at the blue line, but Wildcats, not coming up with it that time, but it's going to be sent in. But the Wildcats playing some solid hockey so far. Nichols with it again. He's going to try to jumpstart everything by getting it deep into the zone. Here's Paulus. He's going to win this race to the corner. And I think they're going to call.
They called him offside, it looked like. No, we do it. Are they calling a penalty? No, I thought they called it an offside, but
it was either offside. It was either offside or it was. either offside or it was, could they have called icing? I don't think they could have called icing, but maybe they did. In any event.
Usually you can hear the officials yelling off from up here, and I heard something, but I just couldn't make it out. Be that as it may, we got the puck back in our offensive zone.
In any event, Herzman, Lindgren, Drevnik. Oh, nice hit there by Prouty. Went right through the arms on Drevnik.
Yeah, good work, and he
Clean
also
hit.
went to play the puck.
Yep, clean hit and effective. O'Leary knifing in. Oh, here's an opportunity. Pollard sliding around. Here's an opportunity in front. And the chance goes begging as the Hilltoppers ice the puck. It was a great opportunity for the Wildcats. And Pollard living right because that puck should have been put in for a awful rebound. Here's an opportunity. One opportunity for Kerr, Paulus, O'Leary. It's sitting there. Just gets out. Smart play that time by the Hilltopper defense.
Paulus almost bagged number 2, getting it through the 5-hole, but that was all created again by Prouty. A lot of the kids, you love to see him hit, but that was a smart hit. He hit him while he went to play for the puck, and that kept the puck moving and kept the play going.
Martin and Ori are your defensemen. Got the Eddie Moore, looks like the junior line, the Moore, Lockenmeyer, and Clark line are out now, and they're going to ice the puck again.
Well, that one I can say confidently was icing, and that's all we had to do is look for the official with the crossed arms down at the other end. Just nice idea, though. A nice outlet pass, just a bit out of the reach of AJ. I believe that was AJ.
I'm going to say congratulations to Coach Nolan Pearson and his wife Nicole on the birth of their son Jet Pearson. Born just, I think last week or the week before, something like that. I saw it on social media.
Right.
In any event, healthy-looking baby boy, nice and pink and chubby, and we'll take it. Opportunity for the Wildcats to get it out. Could not. Hilltoppers doing a nice job of steering it in. Moore grinding. Lockenmeyer takes over for Moore, and we play on. This is a line that would love to get on the scoreboard, the Clark, Lockenmeyer, Moore line. Moore, nice poke. Here's an opportunity, stepping up. This is Ori. Ori's got a nice shot. He's walked in close, but could not solve Pollard. Well, that might have been a hit from behind there in the corner, but we're going to keep playing.
Pretty questionable there.
I thought he was from behind. Here's an opportunity in on Pollard. Good save. Clark was in front. Hilltopper's really scrambling. They turn it over, give it right back to Moore. Here's an opportunity to Clark, and he buries the feed from Eddie Moore. Clark from Moore, and it's 4 for the Wildcats.
Nathan, that's twice tonight now. You say one thing, and a few seconds later it happens. You're saying they'd really like to score this line, Wood, and sure enough, Moore to Clark, and he buries it. Looks like he got it right between the torso and the arm of the goaltender. Just he was quick, Pollard was, to slide over there, but with the body moving, just a perfectly placed shot by AJ.
Not a lot Pollard could do there as Eddie Moore's feed finds Clark's stick. It was a perfect pass, and Clark, to his credit, did not hesitate. He buried it.
Wildcats number 22, AJ Clark. Single assist to number 14, Eddie Moore. Clark for Moore at 14:52.
Martin with it's going to send that out to neutral ice, and it's going to be intercepted. Here's an opportunity for Melton. He's taking on Nichols in the corner. Here's an opportunity for the Hilltoppers as it gets sent in a couple of times there. There was not a shot, but Goyle's clearance was intercepted. I think it was Melton who then again put it back on Gley, and Gley equal to the task. Again, Todd, Coach Todd, we talked about it. You've got a situation where the Wildcats are playing some good hockey right now, but they've got to keep playing good hockey for the next 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Yeah, and those loose pucks and rebounds like that can be dangerous. Melton ended up with just a soft backhand. Gley not screened. He was able to see it, controlled it, no rebound. Wasn't as dangerous as it could have been.
Puck up into the Hilltopper bench, and we'll bring it down for an offensive zone faceoff for Duluth Marshall. Duluth Marshall, as we said, on the 7th will be hosting Proctor. So I'm sure will be a well-attended affair. The beautiful Duluth Marshall Ice Arena overlooking Lake Superior. As Grayson Robbins slides that in on Pollard. Had the opportunity at the Duluth Icebreaker Invitational for girls hockey U12A game up there at that arena maybe 4 weeks ago. And it was just absolutely gorgeous. Nice facility, nice workout facility overlooking Lake Superior. Beautiful views of the lake on a sunny day. You could see for miles.
Haven't been fortunate enough to see that. Some nice arenas up there, some that are very forgettable, the infamous Freeze Burger, but over our youth hockey years, yeah, just haven't been fortunate enough to visit that particular arena. Now I kind of feel regretful of that. Might have to make another trip someday.
Paula steals that one away, sends it across, look for Robbins. Robbins is going to slide that in on Pollard, and he'll wisely smother that up for a face-off.
Paulus and Robbins working very well together. O'Leary out there with them as well. Very nice to see, very good to see. Again, we want to finish the year strong, and of course looking ahead to next year, seeing the juniors playing well tonight, as that warms the heart very nicely on this soon to be very cold morning, I hear, tomorrow.
Falls for Murray at the point. Murray sends it in, looking for a hit a skate. Does, but it goes the wrong way. Moore battling with it. Finds Clark. Clark's going to send that towards Pollard. It slides wide. Murray with it again. It's intercepted, knocked around that time, and now the Hilltoppers will break. Melton sends that down deep. Bly chips that to the corner. But it's corralled that time by the Hilltoppers. And smartly by Clark, just squirting it out to neutral ice to relieve pressure.
Little collision there with Lockenmeyer and AJ. They look okay after that, but yeah, nice work by Nichols. Staying home, staying in his position in the slot, making sure that nothing happened on that centering pass with time running out in the second.
Clark giving chase there, and as we will head to the second intermission in a situation where the Wildcats are, I think, in unfamiliar territory, Todd. They are ahead by 3 goals heading into the third period against the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers. That's a situation where, again, they have not had that opportunity or been in that situation. Be interesting to see how they come out in the third period.
They did what they needed to do here. It's a 4-1 lead, and they've only scored more than 4 goals once this year. So you're right, this is unfamiliar territory for them. Let's hope they can bag a couple more. Maybe someone else can get their first goal of their career.
Well, the Hilltoppers will be looking to right the ship here in the third period as they skate off at the far end. Wildcats 4, Hilltoppers 1. We'll be back with third period action coming up here on ETV. See you in about 10 minutes, folks.
I do have a dog. Her name is Maya. She's a super energetic boxer. But at the fire station, we have Sparky. Sparky's used for our fire prevention events. He'll teach you how to stay safe. Thanks, Sparky.
How do wildfires start?
Wildfires normally start when the weather's hot and dry. Wildfires can start for various reasons. Some of them are natural, like a lightning strike. Sometimes in Eagan we have wildfires start from trains causing a spark and hitting dry grass. Unfortunately, most of the time wildfires are caused by humans, and that's from leaving a campfire improperly attended or from somebody throwing something out of a car window. Some of the stuff we use to put out wildfire are our brush truck, our brush brooms, and our brush water packs that we can actually carry around into deep areas and spray the wildfires and put them out.
I built programming for kids to learn about design and incorporate things like Lego parts in their building and design projects. Fast forward to today, it's 17 years later. We have a wonderful partnership with the Lego store at the Mall of America. We have a partnership with the University of Minnesota's Architecture and Design School. We've also partnered with the Eagan Foundation to create projects like this right here.
I got a phone call from Brian Kelly with young Lego builders and designers about 2 years ago, and he was looking to do some Lego programming in Eagan. His model didn't quite fit in with our community grants program, but we talked and we figured out a way that we could help buy Legos, and then Brian could find other support for the rest of the programming.
It's important for me to work with youth because I really want to see them excel in the future. I think teaching and building career exploration around youth is vital. It's vital to the future of our country. It's vital to the future of our world.
Programs that work with youth are important for so many different reasons. To connect young people with other youth that they might not go to school with. Brian is working with Artworks. I think they might be displaying this beautiful piece of art that these kiddos are created. So we're really excited to partner with Brian on this.
How far does the water shoot out of the hose?
That's a great question. How far we can spray the water depends on a few things. The size of the hose that we're using, the nozzle, and the pressure that we're pushing the water out the hose. We also have nozzles that are attached to the fire truck and our top of our 100-foot ladder, so we're able to spray water really far and really high. The hand line, the hose line that you see us holding in our hands, can spray easily to the top of your house and even over the house.
How many fires have you put out in a year?
Luckily, in Eagan, we don't have too many fires because of people like you learning about fire prevention and how to be safe. So we only have about 5 to 7 house fires a year. However, we also respond to other fires like dumpster fires, car fires, and brush fires, which can be about 80 a year. On top of our fire calls, we're responding to medical calls, as we're all EMTs too. So we're responding to every medical call within the city.
Welcome back to Eagan Civic Arena here in Eagan, Minnesota, where the score is the Eagan Wildcats 4, the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers 1. Getting set here for third period action. My name's Nathan Cron. I'm here with Todd Schneiderhan, and we'd love to have you join us here on ETV. We're now hiring for production crew members. Essential position functions. You see them there on your screen. The job closes on February 12th. It's a great crew. It's an award-winning crew. Great opportunities to do all sorts of video, audio, and visual stuff. We'll talk about our award-winning crew a little bit later as the third period rolls on, but if you'd like to join us, check out the City of Eagan website. You can put together great productions like this, win awards, get a free ticket into all the fun stuff all over town. We'd love to have you here. And Todd, the Wildcats sitting in an unusual position.
We got 4 goals. We've only scored 4 goals a few times this year, only more than that just once this year. Here's a centering pass. That was a beautiful play set up there for Colin O'Leary. Colin O'Leary picked up, I believe, his 5th goal of the year. And now here's a shot, and you see Murray's shot was deflected. Nice play in front. We were talking about that play before. Here's the goaltender just squaring up to the shot. Now Riley Paulus almost picked up his 2nd goal of his varsity career, but here A.J. Clark had a little more success burying it by. You know, I really like the way Pollard moves in the paint. Does a nice job getting square, getting in position, but we were able to slip that one by with a perfect shot by A.J. Clark. A.J. picked up his 2nd goal of the year on that play. That was the third period there, Nate. It was the juniors scoring and getting the assists, and we had the seniors scoring in period 1.
Well, the Wildcats find themselves, as we talked about, in unusual territory in terms of being up by 3 goals heading into the third period. They've only scored more than 4 goals once this season. Question I think has to be on everyone's mind if you're a Wildcat fan is, how are the Wildcats going to handle success? We've seen the Wildcats struggle from time to time, and we know what that can look like, but how are the Wildcats going to come out here in the third period, play tough, play smart, not commit penalties, not give the Hilltoppers an opportunity to climb back into this game as they have the capability of doing?
I think you mentioned it right there. I think Coach Carlson probably reminded them, stick to what's working and don't give them any opportunities. Make them earn everything, every opportunity that they get. Don't give them any freebies. Stay out of the penalty box. None of these offensive zone penalties or late hits or anything. That's just not a hockey play that we need. Play your game the way you've been playing, and we've outplayed them for 2 periods, so there's no reason why we can't just keep this mo going.
Well, the Hilltoppers, led by Coach Sean Bartlett, are going to be trying to climb back into this game. The fastest way for them to do that is to get an early tally here in the third period. They're going to be leaning on their seniors and their leadership to try to do what they can to get back into this game. Hilltopper bench just a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller, at least by our eyes, than the Eagan bench. And those seniors have seen some of those players. We've called their names several times tonight each, and you have to wonder in the third period how that will work, whether they will start to wear down a little bit. But that being said, they're probably used to it, so their endurance is probably just fine. Yeah, they've played some talented teams this year. They've fallen on the short end for sure. They've got a young team. First-year coach Bartlett, I think he's well into the season this year. I think he's got them playing pretty well. I've checked some of the scores lately, and they've held their own at many times, although it's been similar to the Wildcats, where we look good for 2 periods, and you just hope the wheels don't fall off. We hope for the Wildcats we just play a strong period here, and it'll just be more of the same. Wildcats have Paulus and Clark, O'Leary on the ice at the forward pairing, and then they have got Ori and Isaac Martin at defense. Going to find center ice, and you have to think that the Wildcats just really need to make the basic, simple, fundamental plays, not try to be too cute with it and give the Hilltoppers opportunities. Just steal by Kerr. Kerr's going to bring that in. He's on his right hand, sends that towards Pollard, misses left. Good hustle play by Martin to try to hold it in. Eddie Moore, who's on the ice during the as the change, tries to get out of the way, does, but Riley Paulus can't. We'll have offsides on the Wildcats.
Yeah, just Hudson turning around, misfire, just an unfortunate break there. But I liked how Hudson, when he brought it in, looking for the pass. You could see his eyes. He didn't see anything he liked, so he just threw it hard towards the net. Now that's Hudson, though. Every time he touches the puck, if you're on the ice with him, you better be ready for it.
Junior line of Clark, Lockenmeyer, and Moore now fully out on the ice. Lockenmeyer chips that at that one, and that puck's going to find its way into the Eagan end. And we are going to have icing as Lance Murray goes into the corner to retrieve it. I'm going to remind you that the Wildcats play Apple Valley Burnsville. Yes, the Apple Valley Co-op, Burnsville Co-op here at the Eagan Civic Arena this Saturday, 4th of February. We want to make sure that there's a good crowd out here for that one. Apple Valley and Burnsville hockey co-oping is not something I ever thought I would see, as for many, many, many years those two teams and those two schools were bitter rivals on the ice. But needs must, and they are together, and as a result, the Wildcats will be playing them on Saturday.
It's really unfortunate. Of course, I mentioned when I was talking with Mike Cook on the air, I'm an old Roseville boy. It was Ramsey Kellogg back in my day. It was so sad to see our schools merge because we loved the rivalry, but it was good for the program. And we hope for the same for the Firehawks.
Clark's centering pass finds its way all the way down to Gabe Gley, the goaltender, and that puck's going to slide out. And great effort there by Martinelli to try to keep it in, but unfortunately it does slide out on the Hilltoppers and we'll have offsides.
He took what I think he knew was a bit of a gamble, but that's what they're going to have to do here when you trail 4-1 in the third period and being outplayed. You're just going to have to take some of those chances, and part of what Eagan is going to have to do, as we talked about, is making sure that we don't give him the opportunities for those to turn into odd man rushes or breakaways, that kind of thing.
Senior line, blue line out now for the Wildcats. Gley battling with it. He's got it now on his forehand, now to his backhand. Sends it behind for Gerard. Gerard for Goyle. Nobody in front right now for the Wildcats. You can play catch back there all day long, but if there's no one in front, now here's an opportunity. Looks for Gley, Goyle, Ori. It's going to find nothing but glass.
Gley was winding up. He wanted a one-timer, but that pass was a bit of a saucer pass in the air, so Keaton Ori took over.
Ori and Martin having to get back as Martinelli giving chase smartly that time for the Hilltoppers. Comes out to Lindgren at the point. He chops it back in, and Martin will send it the other way. Gerard with the backhand flips it out. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Goyle and Gley. Goyle can't slide it across. Great defensive play that time by Lindgren. As Prouty spins around one of the Hilltoppers and sends it back in just over the red line, so there's no icing.
Prouty taking a bit of a gamble, a calculated gamble. They're breaking up that play. It could have turned into an opportunity the other way for Marshall, and here's a funny bounce. We've seen those end boards, especially the far corner. This time it came from the near corner.
Robbins, Powless, and O'Leary. Red line out now. I think we're going to have, well, I think everyone was acting like it was maybe played with a high stick, but it was apparently waved off if anything was going to be called. And in any event, the Hilltoppers are going to bring it out into the offensive zone.
There did seem to be a stall there. I think they were anticipating a call or something.
Referee had the whistle to his lips, but in any event, here come the Hilltoppers. Gley drops those pads down. Big block by Paulus.
Good to see Paulus with that block. You know, when you're up 4-1, you don't always want to take one for the team necessarily, but he's playing all the way to the end of this one.
Robbins circles to the middle now. Paulus is going to send that in softly into the corner. Wildcats all going for a big change. And we're going to have the junior line. Clark, Lockenmeyer, and Moore. And that puck will go for icing. The Hilltoppers really need to come up with something here relatively early in this period, Todd. And if they don't, might be kind of a long period for them. They have the ability to do it, but they're going to have to do something a little different. Right now, there doesn't seem to be a lot of plan offensively. Once they get, into the offensive zone, they seem to be just kind of a little bit out of creativity.
And it might be maybe a little bit of a tired leg situation, like you were mentioning earlier.
Nichols battling with it there, comes out with the puck. Now Nichols is going to look for Clark, and he finds him. Clark to the middle, Clark to the forehand. Clark with an opportunity. Pollard nicely off his line. held in by Murray. But Moore had fallen down. And now the Wildcats will come to center ice.
That's a good shot by Clark. He saw, and you could see from our angle up here as well, the camera angle, it looked like Pollard might have been cheating to his blocker side just a little bit. So Clark saw that weak side, but Pollard just able to get a glove on it, it appeared, to send it wide.
Scramble in front. Clark looking for it from Lockenmeyer, and that puck's going to squirt all the way down. I think we're going to have an icing call against the Hilltoppers. 11:53 to go here in the third period. Wildcats so far playing good hockey, solid hockey, making smart plays, not turning the puck over or doing things that are going to be risky and give the Hilltoppers a chance to climb back into this one.
Right, I would like to see us put a couple more in the net, but you want to just keep playing the game that got you here, and you don't want it to turn out ugly either. You mentioned last time out, 7-1 final for the Wildcats, and the third period did get a little chippy.
Laurie with a burst of speed covering for Martin, who had gotten spun around. And now the puck falls for Glide. The senior captain comes in, tries to dangle, and goes around one defender. That was Kovic. But then the Hilltopper defense recovers. Now Gerard, Goyle now battling in the corner. Looks like he's going head-to-head with Martinelli. Now it slides to the middle. Glide cannot get a stick to it. That puck's going to find its way down deep. I think we're going to have, and yes, we will have icing as Martin gives chase.
No give up from the Hilltoppers. They're still battling hard, being physical, being strong, but just not able to make anything happen on the other end, with the Wildcats still playing very much in control defensively.
Of course, the drive back to Duluth tonight will feel a lot better with a score of 4-2 or 4-3 as opposed to 4-1. So there's an opportunity for the Hilltoppers. Here's Goen slicing in on Glide. Glide equal to the task. Nice job getting those pads down, and it's sent out to safety by Paulus.
Yeah, he shut down the 5-hole well as Murray forced the play outside, so he really didn't have much of an opportunity. There's a funny bounce out of that far corner again.
Robbins battling behind the net. Now it comes to the top. It's chipped ahead by Friday. I think that's going to slide. Yep, that's going to slide yet again down deep for icing. Credit to the Wildcat forecheck. This is, I think, the third or fourth icing call we've seen against the Hilltoppers here in the first handful of minutes here of the third period.
Right, and it looks like they're not trying to ice it necessarily. They're trying to move it ahead, but just being too aggressive, and that's because of the pressure the Wildcats have been putting on them.
O'Leary comes in, finds O'Leary. O'Leary out to the Robbins, back to O'Leary. Now they find Martin. Martin's going to circle. He's going to send it behind the net. Wildcats need to get a little sense of what they're doing here. Everyone seems to be skating and passing, but they're not sure that there's a plan yet. And the Hilltoppers are going to come away with it. The puck's going to make it over Martin's stick, and this is I think the fifth icing call. Fourth for sure, maybe fifth icing call against the Hilltoppers. And
well, you're not going to get any flow that way if you're the Hilltoppers.
No, absolutely not.
There's still plenty of time for them to do something to make it interesting, but yeah, you want to get that flow. You want to move the puck stick to stick, station to station.
And I did not keep this statistic, but I don't think the Hilltoppers have a shot on goal yet this period. Actually, they do have one.
They have one. I think there might have even been a second one in there.
Might have been a second one in there, but it's when shots are 19-12, that's not going to usually get it done. As you see the forecheck there for the Hilltoppers, pressing two, sending two deep. Creates the turnover, but Wildcats steal it right back. And here's Hudson Kerr knifing in. He's looking for...
That's Briley out there now.
Briley Croc-Prong, yep, absolutely.
And you got
number 24, back to Kerr. Yep. Opportunity for the Wildcats here in the middle.
Got Justin Schreiber out there for the first time as well.
It was Justin Schreiber who scored his first varsity goal earlier this season.
And you saw that backhand pass by Hudson Kerr, no look. I think either caught Briley maybe off guard or just missed his stick.
Icing's waved off. Now the Wildcats will change. Clark aggressive on the forecheck.
Good stick check.
Finds Lockenmeyer. Lockenmeyer, he's going to have an opportunity. Couldn't quite get it to Moore as Moore came knifing in. Moore battling in the corner with Adamski. excuse me. He sends it forward looking for Salco. Now Musil. And we're going to have offsides. Nope, we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, AJ, he looked straight to the rafters. He knew he got caught. He looked not in disappointment over the call. He just knew that he got a little bit aggressive with that stick, and there you go.
And that is a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. That is tripping, and AJ Clark will sit for 2 minutes. The Hilltoppers, who have a power play goal tonight, Todd, give the power play opportunity here for the Hilltoppers. This is exactly what the Wildcats cannot do.
Minor penalty assessed to the Wildcats.
Yeah, and AJ knew it.
Clark, 2 minutes for tripping.
At least, you know, he was just trying to make a play, trying to prevent something offensively from happening for Duluth Marshall.
Friday with it's going to bring it into the zone. It's going to stop, turn, lose an edge. Oh, here's an opportunity for Goyle, but Adamski gets it back. Or excuse me, that's Martinelli gets it. Martinelli gets it back. Lance Murray battling, sent across that time by Goen. Gerard's going to chip that forward, but does not get out. Hilltoppers hold the line. Oh, that in on. It just, boy, I thought that was going to be in on Gly for sure, and it just slid wide. The Wildcats will send it in on towards Pollard. Here's an opportunity for Goyle.
Oh, that's well played.
Yeah, smart by Pollard. Safety first, but also an opportunity to keep possession. Martinelli slides it in, now finds Friday. Friday with it at the point. He's going to look for his partner over in the corner. That's Lindgren. Friday in on Gly. Rebound. 2 shots in there, but collision, big collision as one of the Hilltoppers gets dumped. It was Martinelli. Opportunity for the Hilltoppers as they continue to possess the puck.
Good work by the Eagan defense there. We had a loose puck there, and we had a lot of net there to shoot at, but we were able to block the sticks or get a piece of the stick.
Opportunity for Goyle going the other way. Nice job by Pollard taking away that low shot. Good effort that time by the Hilltopper defense to get back and harass Goyle. Could have given up on that play, but they didn't. And here's Goyle with another opportunity. And robbed by Pollard.
Eagan,
nice
full
save. Nice save by Pollard on the glove. Goyle's got one of the best shots. I think he has one of the best shots in the South Suburban Conference. I don't think I'm out of line saying that, but Pollard saw that all the way and snapped his glove up to take it away.
And once again, you know, Pollard showing the flash in the glove, obviously doing the windmill after the catch, but I think he favors that. He left the weak side. Goyle saw it, but Pollard basically challenged him. I mean, he trusts his glove. He saw it all the way, like you said. He had the quick glove, made the save, but Goyle's eyes must have lit up. He did see a lot of net to shoot at.
Slid in that time by Schottenbauer. Salco will give chase. Now Musil's going to battle one of the Wildcats. That's Eddie Moore for it. Clark Moore, Lockenmeyer line here. Speaking of Lockenmeyer, here he goes. He's going to see if he can get to this puck first. It's tied up in the corner, but somehow chips it to the other side. Moore's going to find it. Aggressive defense here in the zone by the Hilltoppers. They're not laying back. Riley Kroc-Krung sends it over for Ori. Ori's going to send that towards goal. It's deflected into the corner. Nice block that time by Schottenbauer. Oh, there's an opportunity. Slid across. Lockenmeyer was tied up and could not get a stick to it. Lockenmeyer slaps it off someone's stick and tries to hold it in, but can't. There's an opportunity for the Hilltoppers as Ori snags that. Now Ori's got a head of steam, and he loves to rush. We're going to see what he can do here. Here's Keaton Ori knifing in. Gets it on to his forehand. It's in the crease and pushed wide.
Pollard doing a good job following those rushes. Similarly, Goyle had one earlier like that. Pollard did not cheat at all, just followed the puck all the way.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the third period. Wildcats still with a 3-goal lead, 4-1 as Clark brings it across on his backhand, goes to the forehand, finds one of his teammates to the middle. Now Nichols sends it towards goal. It slides wide. I'd like to see the Wildcats hit the net a little bit more often.
Good pass. I think he tried to get Schreiber on that, but it's good to see the Wildcats buzzing again.
Also nice to see for the Wildcats some lines and some players that get a little less time. Hudson Kerr, Briley Kroc-Prong, Justin Schreiber, some of those guys that just don't see a lot of ice on certain nights, especially when there are JV games. And to have those guys have ice tonight is certainly going to be valuable in their development. I'll give a shout out to our award-winning ETV crew. Josh Sibley is our producer. Polish Joe Jupik is our director. Greg Borman's on audio and replay. Mia Pardo, Savina Cisneros, and Ken Trainer are our camera operators. Thank you to everything you do, guys, to make us look and sound fantastic. This is, I think, the best presentation, the best crew, the best everything we do here for high school sports here in the state of Minnesota, and you're all big parts of that.
Well, I've appreciated watching over the years, and I appreciate being a part of it. It's really fun to see it from this side of things, but you're absolutely right. A1 work.
Great effort there by Schottenbauer. Creates the turnover. Here's Robbins. Robbins has got Paulus knifing to the middle. He tries to slide it to Paulus. Comes back to Robbins. Puck is sitting there, and it's going to find its way into the Hilltopper bench. Somebody on the bench saying, "Thanks for shooting that puck at my head, buddy."
We're on the same team, fellas.
Well, we're supposed to be. Of course, when needs must, when you're desperate and you got to get that puck out, anywhere but the goal will do. So we'll have a face-off. Now the Wildcats have outshot the Hilltoppers so far 22-14. Not exactly a dominating performance in terms of shots on goal, Todd, but at the same time, when the Wildcats outshoot anybody, it's a positive for Coach Carlson.
Yeah, and they haven't put any more on the scoreboard this period, but the puck possession, the zone possession, they've been playing the game that they wanted to play in the third period just to keep this lead and maybe add to it yet. But yeah, they've done what they needed to do so far.
Gerard, Goyle, and Gley is your line out there right now with Kroc-Prong and Ori on defense. Here's Goyle using his speed around the edge. Let's see if he can get it off his forehand to do something here as one of the Hilltoppers goes flying. Riley Kroc-Prong holding the puck in but couldn't find it after that. Now Gerard comes over. Gerard opened our scoring early in the first period, relatively early in the first period. Big goal for these Wildcats, and now he gets it back from Goyle. Some fancy stick work, holds possession. Oh, and now it's tipped away. Great effort there by Hanula.
That rung his bell.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna. That's actually a good reason to blow the whistle. I don't think we're gonna have a penalty though. I didn't see the referee's arm go up.
No, I didn't see it either, unless he's going to call one after the fact. But his head did hit the glass, but I don't think it was. Keaton Ori laid the hit. It looked like a good hard hit.
Not sure if we're going to get a replay on that. We'll have to see if we can see a replay on that from where we were. But again, like you said, we'll see here.
Here it comes.
Yeah,
good
shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder. That's textbook.
Yeah,
and
shoulder to
his
shoulder.
Stick maybe caught him on the way down, and that had some speed. I think that might have been actually more harmful than the hit into the boards itself.
Well, it was certainly a loud one, and certainly going to bring everybody's going to take a quick pause. We have an injury timeout.
Yeah, if we did see a stick hitting him in the head, that was totally incidental.
In any event, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third period, Eagan's got a 4-1 lead over the Marshall Hilltoppers. As we're going to wait and see, make sure that everyone's okay. Obviously, nobody wants to get hurt, and nobody wants anybody to get hurt in a game like this. So both teams have a number of big games coming up, and of course, with head injuries or injuries in the upper extremities, you always worry about concussions. Dr. Dana Backlund out there from Twin Cities Orthopedics is going to take a look at it, and the young man should be in good care.
Yeah, and the way he went down, it looked like he went down like it was a normal hit, and then there was a slight pause, and then he grabbed for his head. That's why I'm wondering if it wasn't more of the sharp hit from the stick, more so than hitting his head into the glass. It's just speculation on my part right now. It doesn't matter either way. A head injury is just something that's scary no matter what. Good to see him sitting up, but obviously they'll go through protocol.
Well, Hanula is going to take his time getting off the ice, understandably so. The Wildcats are, reminder, they are here at home against Apple Valley Burnsville on Saturday. And I think that game time is 7:15 p.m. So despite the fact that it is a Saturday game, it is a 7:15 start for the Wildcats. JV to start earlier on, and then of course varsity at 7:15. And the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers will be taking on Proctor next Tuesday night at their home arena. Referees have had a good talk about it. Even though the door to the Eagan penalty box is open, I can't imagine that we're going to have a penalty be called here, and I don't see a lot of consternation in black and yellow because of that either. I.e., I don't think that they're looking for a penalty there either.
Right.
So, in any event,
the check itself was clean. We saw that,
Yep.
and play goes on.
In any event, the junior line out now for the Wildcats as we restart play with just over 2.5 minutes to go. Wildcats need to do a good job of seeing this to the end. Here's Nichols with it. It's going to bring it up the side. It's going to drop it for Moore. I don't think Moore knew that puck was coming. Another opportunity here for the Wildcats to show some real chops in terms of just seeing this game out the smart way as Pollard smartly sends that high off the glass. Clark's going to do what he can. He's big, strong forward back there at the back, but he just cannot get it onto his forehand or steer it towards the front of the crease. And Lockenmeyer is going to go sailing through the air because he was tripped. And we're going to just under 2 minutes to go in the game. We're going to have another penalty to the Hilltoppers. And Lockenmeyer just had too much speed, and someone's stick was in the way.
And generally, you don't see a lot of penalties called in the third period, but that one will get called no matter what time of what game, no matter what score it is. That is just right in front of the official, and got a lot of skate with the stick on that one.
In any event, an opportunity here for the Wildcats to tally another power play goal.
Yeah, it'll be good practice.
Absolutely.
Just obviously, you don't want to pile up on the scoreboard necessarily, but this is just great reps on the power play, and they need it.
Well, the Wildcats aren't exactly exactly been a scoring juggernaut this year, so let's talk about who we've got here. We've got Bradley Kwok-Prung, we've got Hudson Kerr as that puck finds Pollard.
2 minutes for
and O'Leary.
Number 18 going 2 minutes for tripping at 15:04.
There's Kerr battling on the side, sends it towards the middle. It's going to be cleared out that time by the Hilltoppers. So not exactly your what you would probably imagine to be your first power play unit here either. So an opportunity for some other players to get a little power play time and some experience. Hudson Kerr turns it over, and Melton smartly sends it back down deep. Ori with it. He's got a head of steam. Let's see if he brings it in or if he just dumps. No, he's going to bring it in and try to create space and time. Finds Kerr. Kerr back for Murray. Murray has had Kwok-Prung flashing through the middle, but
1 minute remaining in the third period. 1 minute.
Now Ori with it again. Going to try to dangle around Adamski and doesn't. Kerr's going to fire it on net. Try, and it's blocked. Schreiber out there. He's going to send it down deep. Schreiber able to keep it in momentarily, but it falls to the Hilltoppers. Just over 30 seconds left. Looks like the Wildcats are going to escape. No, I shouldn't say escape. It was a well-earned victory. They're going to enjoy the fruits of their victory here. A final score of approximately 4-1, barring something going strange here in the end. Looks like the Wildcats are not even that interested in pushing this puck up the ice. But Ori does a nice job of that. He's going to bring it in onto his backhand, now to his forehand. Finds O'Leary. See if the Wildcats can do something here in the waning seconds of this game. Gets sent in, comes across Pollard's face, and that is it. The Wildcats are going to come away with a 4-1 victory over the Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers here in Eagan. Goals by Gerard, Paulus, O'Leary, and Clark are the difference. And Melton tallied for the Hilltoppers, but it was not enough as they are outshot 23-14. The final score of 4-1. Wildcats played a pretty good game from end to end. Would have liked to have seen maybe just a little more intensity in the third period, perhaps, but you know, a win's a win, and they scored 4 goals. Todd, what did you think of today's game?
Well, they definitely outplayed them. I agree with you. There's a few things I would like to have seen a little more of. Maybe some crisper passing with a purpose in the offensive zone, which could end up in the net with a few more goals or a couple more goals. The highlight of the game I take away, first goal of Riley Paulus's varsity career, and that was a great snipe. You mentioned earlier we haven't seen a lot of goals this year. Haven't seen a lot of snipes either.
No, we have not, but the Wildcats certainly gave us a treat today with several good cross-crease or cross-ice passes that resulted in goals. One by O'Leary, one by Clark, Paulus with a nice up-top shelf shot, and of course Gerard with the gritty grinder to get us all started. But it falls for the Wildcats. Don't forget, they'll be here at Eagan Civic Arena on Saturday. We will be broadcasting here on ETV starting at 7:15. For Todd Schneiderhan, my name is Nathan Cron. For our award-winning ETV crew, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.